Hello, good morning. Welcome to Gospel Faith Television UK. My name is Pastor Ojimba Alex, and today's topic is I do not have a PhD. And the reason why I do not have a PhD is because I am a radical human being. Now, a PhD means the highest qualification you can get from universities or academical institutions. I say it again. My name is Pastor Ojimba Alex, and the topic for today is I do not have a PhD because I'm a radical person. In case you're wondering why did I use the term radical or call myself a radical person, I'm going to explain it to you why. Now, the definition of a radical is a person who is fundamentally thorough with their extreme views and ideas. I say it again, Pastor Ojimba Alex hasn't got a PhD. I did a master's degree in 2005 at South Bank University, but I didn't go on to get a PhD because I'm a radical person. I'll give you that definition one more time. A radical person means a person who is extremely and fundamentally thorough with their extreme views and ideas. What does fundamental mean? Fundamental means a basic rule or fact that is very important to bring change in life, and that's who I am. All throughout my days in universities in London, I've always had ups and downs and disagreements with my lecturers in universities, and for some reason we end up going in our separate ways because the way I bring my own originality to the table, and the way they see things and the way I see things is very contrasting indeed. So I say it again, the topic for today is I do not have a PhD because I am a radical human being. And when I say I'm a radical human being, I'm a human being that hates to see injustice. I don't like seeing injustice within society, like when things are not right, when things are forced, when things are not true, when things are not real, when someone's being oppressed, so someone's stuck in a hole and they can't come out of it because they fell for some gimmick. I don't like to get involved in those kind of things. I like to help the oppressed. That's who I am. I'm a voice for the oppressed. I hate injustice. I'm a radical person. If you like it or not, Pastor Ojimba Alex created Gospel Faith Television for a reason. And the reason why Pastor Ojimba Alex created Gospel Faith Television UK is because I'm a very opinionated person. You can't take my views away from me. No. You can't take my views away from me. I speak up. I'm a voice for the people. I'm a voice for the nation. If you like it or not, Pastor Ojimba Alex is opinionated. I bring my originality to the table. I bring my logic to the table. I see things through the eyes of God, and I speak. Sometimes I make mistakes because I'm a human, but one thing is for sure, Pastor Ojimba Alex is very opinionated. I'm a radical person that's always going to fight for my rights. You see me today as Pastor Ojimba Alex, but you don't know the processes and the hindrances and the mishaps and the pain that Pastor Ojimba Alex has been through to get to where I am today. Because I fight for my rights. Sometimes I get banned from institutions. Sometimes people take things the wrong way. Sometimes we end up going our separate ways. But one thing is for sure, I do fight for my rights, and I fight for the rights of my people. That's Pastor Ojimba Alex. I can't be oppressed. Never. There's loads of people in the world today that I don't get along with. Maybe we started out as friends. Maybe we started out as mates. Whatever it was. But today we don't get along. Why? Because I can't be oppressed. I refuse to be oppressed. I'll never be oppressed. And I don't like the term oppression as well. When I see people being oppressed, I try to give them ideas of how to come out of their oppression. Isn't that the reason why I became educated? Isn't that the reason why I became obligated? Isn't that the reason why I became fascinated with being original and constructive with the things that I believe in? Pastor Ojimba Alex can't be oppressed. Yeah, that's why I tend to walk my own way. It's either we agree or you hit the highway. It's as simple as that. I can't be oppressed and I can't be fooled. That's for sure. So don't forget that today's topic is I don't have a PhD because I'm a radical human being. Even when I was at university, some lecturers tried to oppress me. Some university classmates tried to oppress me. I'm talking about this is 20 years ago. Even when I was in secondary school, as a first year student, second year student, some of the games teachers tried to oppress me because I was in the football team. And as a 13-year-old, I stood up to teachers that were like in their 50s. I even cried in front of the whole team. And people saw my perspective. And people saw my point of view. So I'm born this way. We are all born we are all born to become who we're supposed to be. Definitely. I fight for social equality. Now, I don't think anyone's better than anyone in this world, regardless of your money or your fame, regardless of your history, your color, your creed, your background. I fight for social equality. I don't believe anyone is superior to anyone in this world. And I believe everyone's got the right to go to anywhere they want to go to in this world with freedom and tranquility. Right. I love change. I don't like people remaining the same forever. I don't like it. I talk to people. I lecture people in the streets. I lecture people on my TV. I like to see growth. Yeah, I like to hear that young boy was homeless and now he plays for England. I like to hear things like this. This is change. This is transformation. I like to hear things like that man can't read and write, but he spoke to Pastor Ojimba Alex and he became an undergraduate. For me, that's progression. I love to see change. You see, I'm a freedom fighter. Why am I a freedom fighter? I'll tell you why I'm a freedom fighter. Because God didn't create anyone to be a slave to anyone. God created us and He gave us freedom. He said, go into the world and live freely. Yeah, so I don't care how you've been hinged or how you've been bondaged. Yeah, when you come into the presence of Pastor Ojimba Alex, I'll give you the techniques of how to become free. I'm a freedom fighter. The world must be free. Europe's got to be free. America's got to be free. Africa's got to be free. Australia's got to be free. The world has got to be free. Through education and communication. Yeah, Pastor Ojimba Alex is a freedom fighter. I know sometimes Pastor Ojimba Alex has been targeted by the newspapers and by the media. They say negative things about Pastor Ojimba Alex. But one thing they can't take away from me is the intelligence and the knowledge and the wisdom that I possess. Why? Because that's given to me by God. That is natural. You can't take that away from me. You can criticize me. You can attack my name. You can target me. You can say horrendous things about Pastor Ojimba Alex. You can't take away the skill. Nah, you can't take away the skill. You can't take away the creativity. I told you. Pastor Ojimba Alex doesn't have a PhD, but Pastor Ojimba Alex is a radical human being. Take that. You know, it's funny because I don't see things through the eyes of the system. Now, when I say I don't see things of the eyes of the system, it's like England is a fixated system. Africa is a fixated system. Anywhere you go in the world, they've got systems. And these systems have been fixed for years, centuries, decades. Systems have been fixed. So I refuse to see things through the eyes of the system. Because if we see things through the eyes of the system, it means we're structured. The rich are always going to be rich, and the poor are always going to be poor, because we're looking in the wrong directions. The system is designed for you to remain confused. The system is designed for you to remain unemployed. But the system is not bigger than my mind. The system is not bigger than your mind. All you need is a bit of fine-tuning and you will find your way. All you need is a bit of a transformation in your mentality and you will find your way. The system was designed by human beings like me and you. And the system favors some people or some social groups more than it favors some other social groups. A good example is, why do we have rich and poor in the world? Why do some people live in mansions and some people are homeless? It don't make sense. This is the eyes of the system. I can go on and on and on, but I'm not going to go down that route. I'll just leave it for now. I don't see things through the eyes of the status quo. The status quo wants Pastor Ojimba Alex to be unemployed forever. The status quo sees Pastor Ojimba Alex as a black man that just walks around South London doing nothing, and it's not going to amount to nothing. How far can I go within a system like this? How far can I go? What is the psychological curriculum saying? What is the psychological ideologies of modern society saying? Where do I fit in all this? In the status quo? Can I become who I'm supposed to be? Can you become who you're supposed to be within the status quo? Wake up and smell the coffee. Wake up and listen to Pastor Ojimba Alex. Wake up and watch Gospel Faith Television UK. This is bigger than the status quo, man. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I see things through the eyes of God. Why? Because I don't have a choice. Only God can show me this is the way you need to go. This is the right direction. This is what I want you to become. Without God, Moses would be a confused man. How can you lead a nation like the children of Israel if you can't see through the eyes of God? You wouldn't know what you're doing. You'd even be more confused than they are. So we need divine intervention. And that's what I'm coming from. We need this divine intervention. Pastor Ojimba Alex has been misquoted in the past. Definitely. So I will write something and the system will misquote it. Pastor Ojimba Alex has been misrepresented in the past. I mean, I was a student and doing a master's degree in South Bank University in 2005. I got expelled. Why? For being opinionated and for being original, I got expelled. I wanted to go higher. I'm a young man that's looking for a greener pasture. I got expelled. They wrote me a letter. They said, don't come back to South Bank University ever again in 2005. I look back at the lecturer on a master's level and I said, this is not the end. They saw me as a radical. They saw me as an independent black man. From about 25 years ago, I was already an independent black man in London. Maybe they were threatened by my nature. Maybe they were threatened by my skills. That hurt. A young black man that's looking to climb the ladder in 2005, already doing a master's degree. And I got expelled. Man. But today, when I look back, I say to myself, if I went on to get a PhD, that would have limited my uniqueness. Yeah, because that means I'll fit into the system. That means I'll fit into the status quo. I'll do what they want me to do. I wouldn't really have my own voice. I probably wouldn't have Gospel Faith Television UK today. Today, I'm my own boss, man. Go on Google, go on YouTube. I'm my own boss. Pastor Ojimba Alex, Pastor Ojimba Alex, Pastor Ojimba Alex, Pastor Ojimba Alex. I'm a radical, man. And that's how it should be. A PhD never gave me Gospel Faith Television UK. I never. A PhD never gave me Gospel Faith Television UK. I am a multifaceted and a multi-talented, human being. And I believe that if I wanted to go and get a PhD, I would have been affected somehow. I genuinely believe that. So, I mean, I was stopped in my tracks to become a PhD holder in 2005. But fast forward, today we in 2023. I got a couple of degrees, but God diverted my journey for a reason. So I can lead the people and show them the right way. And show them a way that is different from the norm that they know. I gotta show the people a way that is different from the system. Listen, you've been watching Gospel Faith Television UK. The topic for today has been, I don't have a PhD, but I'm a radical human being. Thanks for watching. My name is Pastor Ojimba Alex. Peace. Hold tight, yeah? Respect, man. Peace. Hold tight. Thanks.